Hello, my name is Anand. In this lab of AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, I will be describing and also the practical way of creating the Windows Server instance. And of course, we'll also see that how you can assign the private key to this Windows Server and try to log in. After login, we will also change the root password, the administrator password, and also the host name. So after doing that, we'll also create a web server on this Windows Server 2016 on Cloud Platform AWS. Okay, the third step is we'll also create a volume from the AWS console, and then we will attach to the Windows Server instance. So later on, the fourth and fifth topics are very important related to backup. Yeah, we will also take a snapshot of the created volume and the data which is stored across on that D volume or E volume. And then later we will also try to destroy the existing volume and restore from the snapshot which you have taken. This is the fourth step. Fifth one is how to take an Amazon machine image, that is AMI, of this particular server. And after taking this AMI, how you can create a parallel or another server using this Windows AMI, and we will verify. Okay, these are all the 5 steps which we will be focusing on this Amazon Web Services. Okay, let us straight away go to the Amazon console. So this is the console. As of now, I do not have any instances running. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I will just launch this instance dashboard. So yeah, these are all the public images what is available in the Amazon machine images in the AWS Web Services. So I will be selecting one of the free tier, which is 2016 is okay for me. Uh, okay, 2016 server base. Okay, this is also free tier eligible. Remember, if you are selecting anything else other than this, then there will be charges which will be incurred. Okay, just say select, and also you choose, you see the 7 steps. We are in the second step. Choose this due to micro, which is having a 1 CPU with 1 GB of memory. You have other options free trial for 2 CPUs and one, I think, 1 GB memory, which you can also try on that 2 CPU, especially if you want to launch a hypervisor or something like that. So here, when you say configure instance details, so as of now, you can leave everything as it is, But one thing I will do, I can select a subnet, maybe 1A or 1B, select a specific one. I'm selecting 1A for my requirement. Okay. So rest all things are leave it as it is. We will be discussing in the subsequent modules. Okay. So add storage. Just here also 30 GB is the default storage given to you, and leave as it is. Don't change this 30 GB to higher or lower. And IOPS also. IOPS will definitely improve the performance of the system. So the default IOPS for the free tier is 100. If you have more IOPS, more the performance. Okay, the hard disk is also SSD, solid state device. Add tags. So here, if you want to add a tag, you can add the security group. So by default, this RDP port is enabled. If you want to add further ports like HTTP or something, you can add HTTP port number 80 will be enabled. Or if you want to modify, you can modify even after launching the server. So now we are in the last step, that is 7th one. See this is only a review, a kind of review of all the things which we have provided. So here, the instance details, storage 30 GB, and tags which is there, and say launch. Okay, so here Amazon basically asks for a private key and public key. So if there is nothing for the first time, you can create a new key. So here I'm going to create a new key. I'll say as AWS win, something like that. So will remember that this key file is the private key which will be downloaded to your desktop, to your system. And remember, for resetting or anytime you want to change the password, you need to have this if you forget, especially the root, the administrator password. Okay, so launch this instance. So the first step is done almost. So now you can see this view launch successful, and you can even select this view instances. So you see this, the instance is getting ready. For our benefit, I will just give a tag name. This is not host name, basically you can say Windows Windows 2016. So save. Okay, this is running, but please wait, the health checks also needs to be completed. You see here status. And now if you want to go through this instance details, here it is. This is the instance ID, which is unique, which will be recognized by the Amazon Web Services, and this is the public IP. And I have copied this public IP because we need to log in to this server using this public IP earlier. This is the private IP, which is 172.31.47.174. It changes from this one. Okay, rest of the other things also you can drag down and verify whatever are the things which are there. Okay. So not only this, you can even go through the other things like security. Suppose if you want to add a port or edit, you can edit again this one. Since we already added port 80 and port 3389, if you want to change, you can edit this particular one and then you can edit. Same thing for networking, the storage, all the configuration which you have given is maintained here or is available here. Most important one here is the status checks. So here you can see this actions running, instance running. If you want to troubleshoot, yes, you can troubleshoot a little bit. And of course, the metrics, the CPU usage or maybe the network usage, all this usage will be available monitoring in this monitoring. You can see this one. It will start this one. You can security, networking, storage. The only thing which is not available by default is memory. But we can even customize also as needed. But anyway, now let me launch this Windows. But before I launch this Windows, I need to get my administrator password. How do I get this particular administrator password? Go to actions. Okay, in security, get Windows password. So here, what we need to do, just browse this PEM file which we have downloaded, AWS win.pem. This is the private key. Using this, you can set the password. So here, you see this one, decrypt the password. This is the password which is available. So, but before that, what I'm going to do is I will launch this MSTSC, Microsoft Terminal Server Console. So, MSTSC, you can establish an RDP connection. So, this is my IP, this is a connect. So, once it is connected, it will ask for the credentials. The username is administrator and the password is, you can see this, which is a decrypted one. I'll just say copy. Okay, and I will paste. Don't say remember me because we are going to reset the password. Okay, so finally we are successfully uh, establishing a connection to this RDPS. Okay, it will, during the start first time it will do some kind of checks and then it will do, yeah, administrator login is almost done, preparing your session. So just wait. So here now you can see the desktop coming across. Just say yes, and it is executing the startup scripts. So you can see now the desktop is ready. So the host name is given as EC2. This is the default policy by Amazon. And what we need to do now immediately is just you can change the host name and also reset the password. How to reset the password? I will be showing you now. So go to control panel, click that. What you can say is just go to large administrative tools and okay, local users administrator, just right click and set password. So the password should go based on policy. So one cap and one numerical, one special character and small. All these four categories should be there. Okay, I'm giving once again. I'm giving star at the rate of 1, 2, 3. You say okay, the password has been set. Done. I'm closing this control panel in computer management. And now what I'm going to do is the most important, how to set my host name. So here in this PC, go to properties. Okay, change the settings. Okay, and change. And what you can do is you can change this host name to maybe if I say star, I can say, Anand, my name, the server name. This is the host name basically. What we are doing. Say okay. Okay, so naturally, whenever you do any changes, you need to restart the system. So wait, we will restart the system once and for all to verify all these things. Okay, restart later. So now, once you restart the system, you can see this message also. Once you restart, then only will change to star Anand after restarting the computer. Okay, so now we will also proceed. So this completes the task of first one which we have given. Done. Only verification is required. So what we will do in our second step is we will create a website on this Windows platform, which is IIS. So here what I'll do is I can launch my server manager in order to, so we are now doing this what we call as this IIS. So in order to do this, we need to launch the server manager. Click the server manager. Okay, so the steps which are required in order to configure this IA. So just go to defaults before you begin because we need to complete all the steps. Okay, say next. Role based. This is my server. Just say next. Okay, so now select this web server IIS. This is the component which is required for our website creation. So add features also, all the dependencies will be added. So just say next. Select all the necessary components which are required. Say next. Say next. Role based. Give all the defaults. Okay. And now say install. So it will take approximately 2 to 3 minutes depending on the system performance. So once this is done, you can see all the components will be installed. Starting installation, and it will give a message called as completed. Meanwhile, let it go through. Meanwhile, what we will do is that we will also go with the third component, which is the third one is how to create a volume and attach to Windows Server instance. We will also do this particular one, third one. So here I will go to this volumes which are there. So here you see this in the same tab. Go to volumes, scroll down. I will create a volume of 2 GB size. So I'm now parallelly doing second and third one. Create a volume. So before doing that, just note down this server is in 1A availability zone. Okay, then you create the volume because both should be in the same availability zone. So don't create volume with 100 GB, just create a volume with 2 GB. That's enough for us. Okay, so now what you can do is just create a volume. So it should take a minute's time, less time. So now if you refresh, should see a 2 GB volume which is available. The current status is available. So select this volume. I already selected. Now you attach this volume which you have created to this particular instance which you have, because since you have only one instance and you have given the name to Windows 2016, it has displayed. Otherwise, you will be given multiple options where you need to select. So this attach. Okay, so once this is attached, so the scrolling, the circling will go happen, and then what you need to do, once it is done, you can see that the volume of 2 GB will be attached to this Windows 2016 server. You can verify that. So meanwhile, let me see whether the installation is through. So it is still going on. Okay, let it go through. And also parallelly, what you can do is, so this takes about 3 to 5 minutes of time total of installation, including all the components. So you can also open this computer management and see whether your volume is available or not. Okay, you are in, click this disk management. You should see this disk 1 of 2 GB is appeared. So now what you can do, just right click, make it online, make it online. So now this is online. I mean, this disk is now attached to this server. Now next, you initialize the disk. Initialize is nothing but to recognize, to inform the server that yes, this disk is recognized by this. A loon will be added, a logical unit number. Now right click on the size, create a partition, new simple volume. Just say next and just say if you want to reduce the space, whatever you want, 1 GB, whatever the size you can do, just say next, and then the volume name is D volume, next, and it will go for a format. You can also give a name to the volume, like you can say volume 1 or something like that, perform a quick format, say next, finish. So this 2 GB will be available now by D drive. It will give the name. Okay, volume 1. This D drive is done. So I can very well close now. D volume is also there here. This PC CD and D volume is also there. I'm just clicking this D volume. Okay, I'll create. I am adding some data. Okay, new folder. I'll say. I'll add some files here. Some data. It can be any type of data, or from copied or written or something like that. I'm saying test, a test file. Our next idea is I'll take a snapshot of this particular volume, D volume or whatever is the volume which I have created, and then we will also destroy this D volume and restore back. That is our aim. Okay, hello. Okay, I can say some data. So save, done. I'll also copy some volume, some data from C drive also. Like maybe I can say something like program files, maybe Internet Explorer, some components which are there. You can say copy and say in D, I'll copy like this. Okay, so now this D volume has I think two folders. One is Anand and the other one is Internet Explorer. Okay, done. So this one also is succeeded now. You can say close. Done. So now I'm closing this particular one. Okay, so here this one also, all these things. Right. I'm going back to the second one, how to create the website. Since the installation is done, and say IaaS, Information Services. Click this particular one. We need to configure. The first step which we have done is installation. The second step is configuration. The third step is restart the service. Fourth step is verify whether my website is running or not. So I'm into now the second step. The first step is done. So here, once you have completed this, go to this IaaS manager. Then only these components will be installed. Just click this particular one, your server name, and now select this default. There are some few changes which we need to do. Default document is index.html. Just move up. Just move up. Okay, done. This is done. Now again, once again, click back, and directory browsing, you enable that. So has been disabled, you enable this one. That's fine. So now I think almost all changes has been done. Go to the third step, restart the service. So I have restarted the service now. The last step is to verify whether my website is running or not. So here what I'm going to do, I just copy this IP address. This is my IP address here in the instance. Where is my instance? Okay, when you go to this this particular one, okay, public IP, just select this and your IaaS should work. Yeah, Windows IaaS services is running. If you want to create your own website, what you need to do is just deploy your index.html file in this particular directory. Like go to Windows, C drive, go to this inetpub and www.root, and what you can do is you create a new file and rename this file which should be index.html. Normally Notepad++ should work. Here html/html, and you can say h1, I can say h1 or align equal to center, and say mention that what I can do is rename hello world /h1. This is the heading, and I can say horizontal ruler. You can say break. That's enough. And the file save. Done. But rename this file. Do it. cmd cd pub root. Sorry. Okay. You see this file? Run index.html.text to index.html. That is enough. So now the file has been renamed. If you want, you can delete this IIS start files. And now you verify from any other systems also, this hello world should appear. So this completes my second one. I mean creating of website done, and also creating volume and attached to Windows Server also is done. So now what I will do, I will take a snapshot. I will take a snapshot. And how to take a snapshot? So here, go to console, take a snapshot. So create a snapshot of this volume. If you know the volume, it's okay. Otherwise, you need to verify. You need to verify. Otherwise, go to volume, select the volume, and create a snapshot. Okay, for taking the snapshot, so this is the procedure. Create a snapshot. So the 2 GB of information is, snapshot is a data backup is done. Data backup is done. You can see this in snapshots. You can see this is pending. It will take a couple of minutes to create the snapshot. You can see the status also here at the bottom. This is 29% earlier. Now you can see here, or you can refresh here. Meanwhile, what I can do is I'll restart the server to make all the things changes. So for this, I'll reboot the server. Whether the new password is set across, and also the host name, everything will change. Okay, this is done now. You can see this, the snapshot is done. So meanwhile, the server gets rebooted. So what I'm going to do now is just let the rest. So okay, the server is rebooted. Now what I'm going to do is I'll just say mstsc. Okay, with the IP address. This is 34 dot. So once if I go to that particular, let me check. So I'll say as administrator and give my new password. Yes, that's nice. So I'm able to log in to this server using my new password which has been set. Okay, preparing. The server is ready. So once this is done, you can see even your host name also getting changed. Meanwhile, you can even see your C volume and D volume also. Here we have all the volumes. And we have taken a snapshot. This D volume has some data into it. Okay, the host name is also changed now. You can see here. Otherwise, you can issue the command cmd and then check for the host name. So it is the new name which has been set. That's good. And also you can verify your website also, which should be running fantastic. Hello world has been appeared. So all things are running now. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to destroy this existing D volume of 2 GB created. What I'm going to do, I'm going to detach first this volume. So I'm selecting this 2 GB, I'm detaching this volume. Okay, yes, detach. So once it has been detached, it will come to available. So the circling will happen. Once this is done, it will come to available. So meanwhile, you can also verify that D volume is vanished now. It's no more. It's no more. Okay. Just try to refresh. It's under available now. I'm going to delete this one also. Delete the volume. Okay. So it is deleted. Now, I want my data back. I know that I have an I have a snapshot. So create a volume. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this volume using my snapshot. Okay, I can select the snapshot. Both ways I can do, like go to volume, and if you have the snapshot ID, you can create it. Otherwise, go to the snapshot, select the snapshot and create a volume. So here you have an option whether you want to go for 2 GB or even for 3 GB also. If you want, you can increase the volume. The 2 GB will be as it is. That 1 GB which is extra one will be going to free space. Okay. So create a volume. Yes, created. So with the help of snapshot, yes, this has been created. You can see under volumes also the status which is there. Now this is available. Select this volume and attach to this server. Done. So the circling happen and you can see the status is now in use. So yes, okay. So I will select this particular, the D volume has appeared now with 2 GB. You can verify your data. Yes, your twinkle twinkle little star is there. So, but one thing you may ask me, sir, I have created this, for 3 GB, now it is 2 GB. What should I do? Go to control panel, tools, disk management. This is computer management. Okay, disk management. You see this is a 3 GB, 1 GB is unallocated. If you want, you can increase this one, like extend your volume, you can increase this. Otherwise, you can create a new partition. Finish. Now this is 3 GB. Right? So with this, we have completed the fourth one, taking a snapshot and creating a volume. This is done. And next, last one, which is creating an image and launching a server. So for this, what I'm going to do is, like, I'm selecting this EC2 dashboard. Image is for the volumes which is containing the bootloaders, basically. The difference between snapshot and AMI is AMI can also have boot image, whereas your data volumes is mostly for snapshots. Okay, the instance running, select this instance, and then under actions, what you can do is image templates, which is there, create an image. Okay, so just give this name as image name, Windows. I should not give a reserved names. I can say star Anand or something like that. I can give name star win. Okay, you can select even 3 GB. If you do not want, you can delete this. Leave it like this. Create an image. So once this request is taken successfully, it is going to create an image. But believe me, it will take at least 5 to 10 minutes of time. So to check the status, go to AMI. It is pending. Okay, I think yes, after about 8 minutes, yes, this has been done. The 30 GB OS volume along with the 3 GB has been now, image is ready. So now the next step is my server is, the first server is running. So my fifth one is creating AMI. This part is done, and launching Windows Server using this AMI will be our another task. So already I am into AMI. So I have one instance which is running. So next one I will launch this another new instance using this existing AMI. In this way, you can create a parallel server in a different availability zone or even. So once this AMI is available, okay, so I'm selecting the free tier. So configure instance details. So I can even change my subnet, maybe in 1A or 1D. I'll do it in 1F. Okay, rest all remaining the same, nothing else. I'm not going to change anything. Add storage, don't change any of this here because we are doing from the image. Add tags, just say configure security groups and add this port of HTTP. Okay, so this is must because we have a web server also, we can test parallelly. Review and launch. So here you see this, all a kind of whatever we have selected will be there, and say launch. So select the key pair, use the same key pair, AWS Win, so that the password will remain the same. If you choose a different one, then again the password will change. So here just check, oh done. So go to view instances, the second instance will be running, as of now it is pending, but we should see this running very soon. Okay, let me refresh. It's pending. See the instance, yes, it is now running. So I can even give a name win 2016 SRV2, some server 2. Okay, so this is the instance summary. This is my new IP address. You can try, copy this, and the earlier one was 34.207. Try logging in as MSTSC. Okay, so with the new IP address, connect. Okay, so the username is administrator, password is *123. Just say okay. See this session is getting ready. Okay. This is the same host name. You can change whatever is the things which are. Let me check whether my web server is running or not on this particular one. So when the server is, yes, so here this is also one server and this is also another server. So in this way, if sometimes if it doesn't, then please wait. This is the first host which is there, and this is the second host which is there. This is SRV1 and the first one which we have done, and the other one is your server 2. So both the servers we are able to configure using this AMI. So let me just recap what all we have done. So first is that we have logged into AWS, and then under services we have created a Windows instance 2016, and then we have configured with the private key and public key, which we have reset the password, logged in successfully, and then we also changed the host name. So we also successfully created the web server, that is IIS Internet Information Services on Windows instance. Okay. The third step is we have created a volume through the console, and then we have attached to Windows Server instance. Soon after that done, then we have taken about a snapshot. Snapshot is nothing, a backup of the volume, the volume. And then we also, after taking the snapshot, we destroyed the existing one, and then we try to restore. Yes, the data is resumed back properly. The last one is again taking an image backup. So this is a private image. So the entire operating system C drive and D drive is included and taken backup. That is called as Amazon machine image. From the machine image, you have launched another server, or you can launch the server at any point of time since you have a machine image. Okay, so on demand you can launch. This contains all your configuration, whatever you have done, including your users or services which you have added, and also the softwares which are there in your C volume or D volume. The entire machine is again brought back to its original state. Okay, just before signing off, one important thing which I wish to tell you is that whatever you have done in this free tier, just remove all these things. The steps to remove, first step is just decommission, or you can terminate the instance. Once you terminate, the C drive volume is again I mean is destroyed. So like the second one also I'm going to terminate. Very important, otherwise if you neglect that, then you can see some bills coming across, because the maximum free tier eligibility is only 750 hours in a month. If two servers are there, then within 15 days it needs to be done. Okay, so this is I mean we have terminated the instance. So now go to snapshots, just see that all the things has been deleted. Or before that, go to AMI, deregister this. Okay, deregister this image. Okay, it has been deregistered. Go to snapshots, remove each and every snapshot. This 30 GB, remove this volume, delete. Yes, delete. One by one, delete. Please do not forget to do this. Actions, delete. Done. Last is volumes. Whatever are the volumes which you have created, you need to delete. Just delete that volume, or you can just say refresh. There is nothing, no volume, no snapshots, no volumes, no AMIs, no instances. All these things are terminated. You can refresh, seeing this terminated. That's all in this lab of Windows. Thank you. Bye.